Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those of you new, I'm Jeanette from Boutique Sewing and Crafts. In this video, what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be doing the felt applique on a baby gown blanket. And as you can see, Mello is up and alert, ready to watch the process and making sure that I'm working so I can get his bones and stuff. Well, anyway, let's go back to this. All right, so anyway, this is the baby gown that I have. This is actually 100% polyester. These are the ones that are really good for sublimation. But instead of doing sublimation on this baby gown, which is the brand is the Laughing Giraffe. They're actually really good for sublimation. If you want to do sublimation, and you're looking for blanks, this brand is really good. Just so that you guys know, because I have done sublimation on this brand before, and they always comes out really good. But this time, I'm actually going to embroider on this, and I am going to do the felt. What I'm planning on doing is I'm going to put the felt on here. And it's going to say Jack right across the side over here. And I'm going to use felt with white thread. Okay, this is royal blue with white thread. And I think it's going to come out really nice. Now, before anything, let me show you how I'm actually going to hoop this and show you exactly what hoop I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to move you back a little bit so you can see the whole thing. This is the freestyle hooping station from Mighty Hoops, okay? And the one that I have right now is this is the 4 1/4 by 13. And this has extenders, right? So this kind of like moves, all right? So, you know, this kind of, you can extend it and stuff like that. So what I'm using is to hoop this. The size hoop that I'm going to use is actually like a sleeve hoop. This is what a lot of people use to embroider sleeves. But because what I want to do is I just want to embroider on the side of the baby gown. I just want to embroider right down here. I'm actually going to use this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this in here, and I'm going to make sure that I have this aligned correctly. Now, the type of stabilizer that I'm actually going to use for this project is I already went and I just cut it out. This is the Tearaway, and it's the Peloton Easy 360. You can get it from Michaels. If you do get it from Michaels, make sure you get them when they're on sale, okay? So let me give you a view of the types just in case you guys want to get this. Okay, so this is the one that I got. It's called, it's Embroidery Interfacing, and it's the Tearaway, and it's the 360 Easy Stitch, okay? What I really like about this stabilizer, and I'm going to show this to you right here because I'm going to cut the piece and stuff. I'm going to give you see how it's perforated? Okay, this makes it so that it's very easy to tear and stuff. So I really do like this. And I have to tell you, it's super soft too. So, you know, it's kind of like, I sometimes don't want to like use it because it feels so nice. I mean, it's not like the other tearaway stabilizers that I get. This actually feels good. You can tell it's quality. But like I said, get it. I get them from Joann's, but I always get them when they're on sale. Okay, so they sometimes go on like 50% off, stuff like that. You can buy them by the yard. That's when I would go and hit up, okay? And stuff. They usually do have them on sale a lot. So, you know, and they, you know, it can get kind of costly. So make sure you save those pennies. All right, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on here. And then after I hoop this, we'll go to the computer. I'll show you what I'm actually going to stitch out, okay, on here. Now, what I like about this is with the magnets, this actually holds the you know, the stabilizer in place, right? So it's pretty cool. Now I'm going to take the baby gown and I'm going to place this right in here. And I'm going to position it so that I can hoop it to exactly where I want the name to be. And I kind of want the name to be like right around here on the side. And I think this is a good place. And I'm just going to make sure that it's laid out okay. There you go. I think this looks good like that. Yep, looks nice. And then I'm going to go ahead And let me see, I'm going to hoop it this way. The reason why I'm hooping it this way is because this is the opening and this is what's going to go into the arm of the machine. Okay. Now, I also want to talk to you guys, if you guys are doing this on a single needle machine, because I don't like to leave anybody out. Okay. Sometimes some people have like the SE1900, which is a single needle machine. What I would do with this, okay, and let me go grab a hoop so I can show you how to hoop it. If you guys have ever watched how I did a video on how to embroider a baby onesie, well, basically what you'll do is you'll put this hoop right inside, okay, inside the onesie, okay. Let me, you know what, let me take it out so that you can have a visualization, okay. And I want to make sure you guys can see. Yep, you can. Okay, because I like to do things for both people, those that have multi-needle and also those who have single needle machines. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to float this. So what I would do is I would get like tearaway stabilizer, okay, or you could do no-show mesh. No-show mesh would probably be better, okay? So I would get the one that you can iron it on, and I would turn this inside out, and I would iron on the no-show mesh. I would take my hoop, I would put it inside, okay? And then what I would do to make sure that I am embroidering this on the right place is I would go ahead and print out the template. And as a matter of fact, I did not do that. So let's go over to the computer right now and let's go and print out the template. And then I'm going to come back, show you where I would tape it. And at the same time, I'll show you how this gets hooped and I'll show you how this gets hooped. Okay, so let's go to the computer. Okay, guys, like I said, I am going to be using a mighty hoop, and it's the 9x3. So as you can see in Brilliance, I have my 9x3 hoop. I do have a video on how to add additional hoop sizes to in Brilliance, okay? So I will make sure to link that video in the video description of this video, just in case you guys have mighty hoops or other size hoops that you want to add to the software. Very, very simple to do. And also I'll link that so you guys can do that if you want. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put his name. His name is going to be Jack. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to do the bean stitch. I don't know why, I just happen to love it. And where was it? There it is. It's a hand. And I'm going to do 2-inch. Okay. And as you can see, that is a little bit too big. When I am working on designs, one of the things that I always caution people is sometimes people think that when they have a hoop, right, they can go and they can just embroider all the way to the edge of that hoop, as long as they don't go over it or they don't like exactly touch it. That's not true, okay, because you got to remember your machine has that embroidery needle and it needs space, right? So you always want to make sure you have a little bit of space. This to me is too close, okay? And I don't want by any chance that the needle hits the side of my embroidery hoop. So I always like to play it safe. So I see that that is the 2-inch. And what I'm going to do is, let me see, I'm going to go a little bit smaller. There it is. That to me is more comfortable. I know for a fact this is not going to hit the embroidery hoop. Now I am going to change this color. I do want it to be white. Okay. That's the thread that I want. I want it white. I will also post in the video this font that I'm using. Okay. Just in case you guys are interested in using this font. I'll make sure it's in the video description as well. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do save as, stitch and working. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put the number 1 in here. As a matter of fact, let me see. Yeah, I'll do number 1. Okay. No, you know what? Let me call it Jack. I know I'll overwrite some of the stuff that I have over there, but that's okay. I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna replace it. That's good. All right. So I have this now on my USB. Now what I'm going to do is some people ask, how do you print out the template, right? So what you do is go under File, and then right under File, there's a Print. And usually it has 2 pages, okay? And let me zoom in so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, because I am kind of telling you where I'm clicking, but I do know that the camera is a little far away. But right now, as you can see, it says it's going to print 2 pages. Now, as you can see, the top page right there, this is the actual design. The bottom page is really the information page. And what it does is it gives you the information of the stitches. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print all of it right now, because I want you guys to get a close-up of what that second page is. But most likely, most of the time what I do is I just print the first page, okay? I don't even bother with the second page, okay? And I think I have double-sided printing. Yeah, I do. I have double-sided printing. All right, so no problem. All right, so let's look at this, okay? So as you can see right here, this is the design. All right, and this was the first page. And then if you look over here, this is the second page. And what it does is it gives you a little mini indication of the design. And what I really love about the second page, okay, and I usually just look at it, I don't really print it out, but it kind of tells you a little more information about the design. It gives you the number of colors, okay, the type of colors, and it also tells you the stitch count. All right, so this is something that's pretty useful. It's usually useful for the embroiderer, not really much the customer and stuff, because this is usually some of the information that we use whenever we price out items, okay? So as I said, I have this right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up, and we're going to place this on the garment. Okay, guys, here we are at the cutting table, and I couldn't find my Scotch tape right now. Okay, so, all right, I'm trying to look for my Scotch tape. Usually what I do, okay, it's over there. Okay, hold on 1 minute. I want to grab the Scotch tape so I can show you. Usually what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of Scotch tape and I put it on the edge of the template, right? And then what I'll do is I'll take my garment, okay, and I know I have the hoop in here right now, but let me take that out. And what I do is you lay down, okay? This is a really neat trick, so that way you always know where your item's going to be. Now, 2 things that I really like about printing out these templates. First of all, I can look right in here and I can see that it's going to be a perfect fit, right? It's not going to hit anything. This fits perfectly in here. So that's another thing, you know, that you get to really check to make sure that this can actually fit in the hoop that you're trying to embroider, okay? The other thing that I like is you can take your garment, right? And then you can just lay it down flat. And then what you can do is you can just tape exactly where you want the name to be. Okay? So that way, when you hoop it and you put it on your machine, right? One of the things that I really like is the template gives you like this little center point right here. Just make sure that that you start at the center point on your machine. Okay? So this is a really neat way. So let's say I was doing this for a single needle machine. I would do no-show mesh inside. I would take this, right? I would put it inside right here. I would make sure that this template is right in the middle, right? And then, of course, you can't just put this in the machine like that, right? Because you have the back of it. So what you would do is, it's a little tricky though, but what you would have to do is you would kind of have to lay it kind of like when you do a onesie, you know, you just kind of like put like a tearaway and adhesive or sticky stabilizer, and you would have to put it like this, and then you put it underneath your needle, and then right here you would embroider it, okay? And as you can see, it's kind of like you're embroidering inside, okay? Right? Because it's like you turned it inside out. So let me give you a little close up. I think you kind of got the idea of what I mean of this is how you would do it in a flat machine. Okay, and then what you do is you just make sure that you line this up correctly, and as it embroiders, okay, you know, you got to be really careful because you don't want your hands to get hit or anything like that. That's when you want to use chopsticks and stuff, but you want to use like temporary adhesive, so that way this gets stuck on the tearaway stabilizer and you can go ahead and then you just embroider it. Okay, so that's how you would do that if you had a single needle machine. All right, so I just wanted to show that because I don't, like I said, I don't like to leave anybody out because this is a really cute project. So no matter what machine you have, whether you have a single needle or a multi-needle, you can do this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this down here, okay, is because I am actually going to do this on my multi-needle machine, what I am going to do is I'm going to put this in here, okay, and remember that I have my little template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try as much as possible to try to get this right smack in the middle of my thing. If I don't have it right smack in the middle, I'm fine with that, long as I can embroider, and I think I can. Okay, this is good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and then I'm just going to pop it in. Okay, now I can see it's just a little bit crooked, but that's all right. I mean, it's okay. Well, maybe I should fix it. Well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a gift and it's going to be fine. It's not a customer order or something. All right, so now I'm going to head over to my machine. I'm going to embroider this. Now, another thing I'm going to do is, even though this is not knit, okay, I'm debating on it. Should I or shouldn't I? You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to place the felt on it. Okay, now, another thing that I like about having this template is you kind of know exactly how much felt to cut out. I don't really need that much felt. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut. I know I'm cutting more than I need, but I'm just going to cut this much felt on here. There you go. And then that way it just goes right on top. Now, of course, before I start embroidering, I am going to remove my template, okay? But I just want to do it so that way when I go to the machine, I like to scan to see exactly where it is, okay? So let's go over to the machine. Okay, guys, so I am putting this in here, okay? There we go. In the arm, go. There you go. I am going to get the USB port, put it in. Okay. All right, guys. So let me try to move you back so that you guys can see. And I will bring you up when I need you guys to see exactly, because I like to show all the steps. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna go now into my USB. I'm going to pick Jack. There it is. And of course, I want it to embroider in a certain way. I have to rotate it. So I'm going to put you a little closer so you guys can see. And the thing is, it's going to be a little bit difficult because I do have the white selected. Okay. So let me see if I can adjust the camera just a little bit. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get it so that you guys can get as much as possible here. But let me do this. I'm going to edit this and I'm going to make this a dark color. There you go. That way you guys can see it. And I'll move it back to white, okay, before I go ahead and embroider, all right? So as you can see, it's this way, okay? Now, I want you to take a look at my garment that's in the machine. See how the direction that it is? I mean, it says J-A-C-K, okay? It's going this way. So what I'm going to need to do is, if you look over to the camera, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to rotate it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit rotate, and then I rotated it this way, okay? And then I'm going to hit OK. The other thing is, I want to make sure that this is going to embroider nicely inside the hoop. So in order to make sure of that, I'm going to hit my camera, and I'm going to hit OK. And as you can see, it is now scanning. It's scanning the hoop with my template inside. Okay, and right there I have a nice picture of it. Let me give you a little close-up so that you can see. And let's see, there you go. So you see where it is. I mean, it looks really, really nice. Now, I don't know if you can really tell. I'm going to zoom you guys in because I want you guys to see this, okay? Now, let me get a little thing over here. You see the blue, right? The blue is the image that's on the screen. If you look really closely, you're going to see like a little bit of gray right below the groove. That is the actual template. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to move this down a little bit, right? I want to move this down there to cover the gray, all right? Because that's where the template is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it down. And that looks really good. And then I could move it up. There you go. So now it's completely covered, okay? Now, another thing that I want to do, though, okay, is I actually want to do a trace on the actual machine itself. The reason is, and I know that you see the light and it's probably, oof, but anyway. Okay, I'm going to hit end edit. I'm going to do a trace because this is the thing. I want to make sure that whatever needle, it's not going to hit the side of these hoops. So no, I don't care what hoop you use in any machine. Before you embroider, always trace. Get in the habit of tracing. If you don't want your machine, single needle, multi-needle, I don't care what it is, you don't want that to hit the side of your hoops because you can damage your machine, okay? So I'm just saying, all right? This goes down. And it's fine. Okay, it's not going to hit anything. It's going to be fine. Okay, you saw that, how it just did that. So you just want to make sure. So now that I know for sure that it is going to embroider fine and I have this position correctly where I want it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently take off the template from the garment, okay, that I had taped on, okay? Because I know for sure that it's going to actually embroider where I want it to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the felt in here. All right, I'm going to mush it down. Okay, now that I have the felt down here, now remember, I had changed the color to blue on here because I just wanted you guys to see it because before it was white. And, you know, I wouldn't be able to demonstrate the screen because you wouldn't be able to see it. It was pretty, you know, obvious. So I'm going to move it back to white now. Okay, so that way the machine can embroider on a white. And I have my white thread on my 10 needle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start embroidering. Now this should be really quick, okay? Because if you look on the machine right here, what it says it's only like 1,400 stitches, a 5-minute stitch, right? So that's going to be real quick. Now, one of the things that I do also is I do have chopsticks, okay? You know, recommend you get some chopsticks. They got pretty ones. You can get pretty ones if you want pretty ones, or you can go to a restaurant and they have those disposable ones. Just grab them, okay? So, but all it is just so that you can just smooth this out and you don't have your fingers underneath there, because when, you don't want, you don't want to mess up your fingers. You like your fingers. You want to keep them, right? So, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start embroidering, okay? Notice how I'm just using the, just to hold this down. Okay, that came out really, really nice and stuff. So let's go over to the cutting table and let's finish this item off. Okay, guys, so here is the finished product. Came out really, really cute. So I'm going to take it right out of the hoop now and put the hoop aside. Take out the inside of it, the hoop as well. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Now, one of the first things that I do want to do is I want to get rid of the tearaway stabilizer that I have behind here. Okay, so as you can see, look how easy it is to tear it away. It's not hard at all. It rips pretty easy because it's perforated, and I really like that. So, you know, but don't be too rough, okay? You don't want to like stress out your stitches and stuff. Now, I am going to be putting Tender Touch inside because, you know, it touches the baby. So, yeah, but I do try to take out as much of the stabilizer as I possibly can. And then I'll just put Tender Touch on top of it, so it's not a big deal, okay? All right, so let me throw that out, and let's turn this inside out. And let's finish this off. Oh, this is cute. Okay, all right, so first thing first, I do want to cut some of these hanging stitches that I have on here. Make sure you guys can see what I do, because you guys won't learn if you don't see. I see I had a little hanging stitch there too. It's okay. Get a little hook in there. There you go. There, okay. And here, I have one here too. Oh, I'm holding the scissors the wrong way. That's why it wasn't cutting. Okay. All right, so look how cute it is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut the felt around, okay? Just like I did in the baby blankets of the other videos that I did before. The thing is, it might be a little easier because these were kind of like big, right? You know, this is Ava. See, so this is the look that I'm going for on this. And yeah, so I use these scissors. These scissors are with a round tip. Okay, so first thing first is I'm going to try to cut as much of the excess off as possible, you know, on the sides. Make sure you don't cut the baby gown, okay, when you do this. All right, and then little by little, I'm actually going to, with my hand, you know, just cut around just a little so that way. Now, I get a lot of questions about, like, some people say, hey, do you put heat and bond on your felt? No, I don't. You shouldn't be ironing the felt, okay? I'm just doing this little by little here. And this is a little time consuming, but it's applique, right? So applique is usually pretty time consuming because you're cutting pieces. So this is a little easier to do than the knit for the simple fact that you don't, you know, it's more like a solid piece of fabric. It's not like a knitted fabric where you have to worry too much about cutting the actual knit. This is a little bit easier to do. Go. Now, somebody said, hey, wouldn't it be easier for you to cut it if you left it in the hoop? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. That was a really small hoop, so I to me, it's just easier to, when I'm working with small hoops like that, I kind of like to take the garment out, especially if I'm doing this type of cutting. And I like to manipulate the fabric with my fingers as I go ahead and I cut. Okay, so yeah. So you just have to kind of watch both sides as you're cutting, because you want to cut close, but you don't want to cut so super close, because the whole idea of having the felt is just to give it that outline look, right? That's what you kind of want. So, you know, you don't want to like go too close. You want to go close, but not like super close. I'll show you in a minute what I mean. I'm trying to cut some here. So that you guys get an idea of how close I'm talking about. And let me work the camera a little bit, because I want to make sure you guys can see my hands as I cut them. Okay. But as you can see, look at how, this is what I'm talking about. See how cute? See? And then I'll just go under here. But you got to make sure you're not cutting the fabric. This fabric is not hard because it's not knit, right? It's solid. So, and I don't recommend the pointy scissors. You know, try to avoid them if you can for this, because you don't want to accidentally cut the fabric. Okay, so like right here, I'm just going to cut a little bit there, just around the A, see, like that. Okay. There you go. For some people, this may be a little tedious, right? And they might be like, ooh, I can't do all that. That's just too time consuming. They prefer to just go ahead and straight and border it. Yeah, I mean, applique can be tedious, you know. It depends if you're doing fabric or felt. It's really the same. You know, a lot of people, what you do is, if you want to do applique, but you're just not a fan of all the cutting, try to find designs that don't have too much cutting, right? So that it's like the applique is just maybe like the number or something, or, you know, just some of it. Because I have had designs where the applique, it's a lot of cutting, different types of fabric, and you could be there forever. You see how the cake came out? This is cute. And then, of course, you know, I'll go in here and I'll cut out some of that K too. But let me go in here and cut here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I am trying to cut as much as I possibly can here. And then I'm even going inside the C and trying to get close here. And just try to get in here. This is looking kind of cute. I think my friend is going to like it. I have a friend that she just became a grandmother. And haven't heard from her in a while, but I think it's because she's probably going gaga with a baby. You know, when it's a newborn, you know, everybody loves baby. And I don't blame her. I would be the same. I'm sure I'm going to probably be like, oh my God, I'll probably get on my son's nerves when I become a grandma. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. And then see, just okay. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick. Okay. That's pretty neat. I think you guys are going to like this. All right. See how it looks? It's so cute. Oh, I like the way that came out. Guys, I like that. Should have did it a little bigger, right? Maybe I should have embroidered it bigger. But look how cute. Now, this is a little trick. Sometimes what happens is you get like a bunch of fuzz, right? Because it's, you know. So what you do is take this. There you go. It takes away the fuzz. Tape. Gives a nice clean look. There you go. All right, guys. Let me put this aside. Okay, so what you guys think? What do you guys think? Here's a little thing. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is I will put Tender Touch behind here. Oops, sorry. Tender Touch behind there. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So, isn't that cute? It came out really, really cute. I really like the felt. I think it gives it a really neat look. You know, if I want, I can clean it up just a little bit, you know, clean up a little bit of the fuzz and stuff, you know, just to make it a little bit neater. I really like this. I really like this technique. You know, I think it's cute and it really stands out. Look at that. I really like the way this stands out. You guys can see, right? Yeah. Oh, God, this is neat. And it does wash well, okay? I did a video on, you know, washing this. What you do is tell the customers to wash them in gentle cycle and dry them in gentle cycle. Come out really, really nice. See? So there you go. A baby gown with the baby's name. So guys, I hope you like this video, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. And if you want to see any more of my videos, just hit the notification bell and you'll get notified whenever I get a new video. I try to pump them out as much as I can every time I work on a new project, and I also host Embroidery Happy Hour at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys can join me, where I always talk about a topic regarding embroidery, sewing, where to buy blanks, and also, you know, running an embroidery business. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Happy sewing and happy embroidering. Bye.